So did you ever think you might need some extra tools when things turn bad? One of the things I like to explain to people is we stockpile food and water because we might be on our own, but a lot of people don't think about tools. Today, we're taking a look at this Mensela LX2 cordless electric hammer drill, and I'm going to explain to you why I think it's an important thing to have in your preps, any drill for that matter, and why this one was a pretty cool deal. You know, as I was saying in the intro, many preppers forget tools. They don't think about things like screwdrivers, hammers, stuff like that you might need should there be some kind of disaster or emergency. Just like you're not going to have the local power company to rely on, and it's a good idea to have maybe a power station or solar backup, you're not going to have your local handyman to rely on too, because he's going to be home taking care of his family, so you might need to do some repairs on your own after an emergency or disaster. I'm not big into doing a lot of tool reviews, but this was something that caught my eye and I really wanted to upgrade from what I had previous, and we're going to show you that in a minute. And this was something that just really, I feel, would meet your needs, as well as doing some serious drilling into concrete or metal. Now, let me explain quickly what a hammer drill does. Basically, if you're drilling into concrete or very firm kind of metal or something, what a hammer drill does is it not only turns, but it also pokes. So while it's pushing and hitting, it's turning and making it a little bit more aggressive and easier to get into concrete. And we're going to drill into concrete with this one. We're going to try it out really quick. I have some concrete slabs out there we're going to just drill into and see if we can get a hole, or at least a started hole. It comes with a ton of accessories here. So you've got a powerful brushless motor in there. You have a good, long, strong capacity on it with these batteries, these 18-volt batteries, 2 amp hour lithium ions. One of the cool things about this is the fact that it is cordless. A few years ago, you didn't have batteries strong enough to run something like this. I will show you quickly here what I had for a hammer drill. And I'm not throwing this one out, don't get me wrong, because there's still a time and a place for it. This thing is bulky, extremely heavy, and if I'm doing something up above my head or something, I need a cord. Now, I bought this for, I think, $109 in our, gosh, what was it? Hardware store before it closed. I forget the name. Not Home Depot. Ace. It was Ace before it closed. And I paid a lot of money for it. I bought it new. I bought it when we first moved here when the house was new because I needed to drill holes into my concrete to put screws down in for my antenna, bases. So that was the reason I was told I needed a hammer drill. I'd never even heard of a hammer drill. Remember, I grew up in New York City. I called the superintendent when I needed something fixed. I didn't know my tools very well. So I never heard of a hammer drill, but I found out what it did and why I needed it to drill into concrete. So this is a new way about going about it with cordless technology, which is really nice. I do have these charged up. This is your charger here. Very simple. You literally plug it in and charge up the batteries. There are a ton of ways to check the battery strength. You can push on here and you'll see that's full. You can also see on here where your power levels are. You have a 25+3 gear torque adjustment up top here. So you can kind of see where you're at moving up and down. The best way to explain this would be to say like 1 through 6 is for screwing, 7 through 17 is for drilling, and 18 and up is your hammer drill for concrete and other tough applications. So you kind of move up as you go, okay? And you can see that along there, like that. Very, very simple to use, very common sense, really not that difficult. You can check it out and see. It's just a matter of how much torque you need when you're doing a project. Now you do have reverse and forward lock over here. This and this that way, okay? You do have 2 speeds up top here, and you do have a 3-speed trigger here, 1, 2, and 3, like that. So let me see if I can demo that for you. Pop a battery in there. Like that. You do have this really convenient LED light if you're working in darkness. I know right here it doesn't look very bright, but it's definitely a handy thing to have. You do have the top switch on top there that I was talking about. This is for high, and this back here is for low. So for high, for low, you're going to go from 0 to 470 RPM. For high, it's 0 to 1785 RPM. So you'll definitely get hole drilled with this thing. It is a pretty powerful drill, and it's also very comfortable in your hand too. Some of these drills tend to feel bottom heavy, and you feel like you're hanging this thing down here that's like almost like a dowsing rod, This thing is actually pretty comfortable in your hand. It really fits the size for the battery. It doesn't feel like a tiny little drill on top and a huge battery on the bottom. So I really like that. It does come with 2 batteries, and that is a huge convenience, along with all of these accessories. So these brushes, I would assume, are for cleaning. I would definitely not use these to polish my vehicle. They're rather aggressive, but that's kind of handy to have. You have a bent kind of thing here if you have to screw in something sideways like that. Now, I'm not sure of the durability of that, how long that's going to last. But you know what? If it gets you out of a pinch one time, it's already done its job. I can't stand when you have that screw that's down in here like this, and you have to stand here and kind of angle your drill in and fit the head of the drill in, and it never works out right. You have some brad point drill bits as well as some twist drill bits. You have a nice carrying bag here. It's kind of like a little purse almost, suitcase kind of thing. That's kind of handy to have too when you want to carry all your accessories with you. You have a bunch of different heads for screwdrivers and stuff, and star head screwdrivers, all sorts of stuff there. You'll be able to pretty much do a lot of work with those. I'm not sure of the quality on them. Again, we haven't tried them out, but I am going to exclusively use these just to see how well it does with them and report back if they fail. Sometimes what will happen is they'll start to strip. So we will report back if there's any problems like that. But all in all, I'm pretty impressed with this thing. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take it outside, and I'm going to show you some of the features, why it's handy, and we're going to start by drilling into some wood, and then we're going to drill some screws into wood, and I have a couple of screws here. And this is another important prepper tip. Once you are stocked up on food, on water, first aid, the basics, you want to start thinking about hardware. Screws, nails, wood, whatever you can get your hands on for a decent price, not a bad idea. I forgot to mention another cool feature of this drill. Magnetic. That is so handy. You're climbing up on a ladder and you want to keep one drill bit because you need a smaller hole in one place, but you already have a big drill bit in there. That is really handy. So you've got all those features there. You've got a lot of stuff to do, but yes, stocking up on hardware in general is not a bad idea. You know, things always happen at the worst possible times. You can imagine what happens when, okay, there's been some kind of nationwide grid down disaster, and oh, the next day there's a huge windstorm and half of your roof is blown off. Well, if you have wood, if you have tarps, if you have screws, nails, whatever, you can do a little bit of a temporary repair until a professional can come and look at it. So it's a good idea to have that, and that's why I suggest tools as well, especially tools that are cordless and can go anywhere. So let's get this outside, and let's give, first off, we're going to try screwing those screws into a piece of wood. Let's give it a try. Right, so I got an old piece of wood here. I believe this came off of somebody's little pergola in the backyard. So we got to screw in here. Let's see how we do. No problem. Right in there. Nice and easy. I like that. That's very, very handy. Try it again. And if I need a little more torque there, I'm on about 9. I could move it up a little bit if I wanted it, but that's about good, because this is really old hard wood. So let's try drilling now. Let's drill a hole through this thing. All right, well, I tried a little one over here to make sure I didn't have it in reverse. It's different than other ones I've tried. This way is reverse, the other way is forward. So let's give it a shot here. Right through it, no problem. I don't want to go all the way through because I don't want to damage the tip of that, and that is hot. But yeah, no problem, nice and easy. If you save that enough, you get some tinder. All right, let's try out the last thing. We're going to drill into some concrete and see how that holds up. All right, so I got a concrete paver here. We're just going to try this to see. I'm not going to try to do this into the concrete on the ground here because I don't want to ruin it. So let's give it a shot here. See how we're doing. Doing quite well. I do have it all the way up to 24. So I'm going in there pretty darn good. And you can definitely feel the hammer action. It's going up and down into it. So it's definitely drilling in there pretty darn good. So that's pretty impressive for just that drill bit there. I do have some decent concrete drill bits. I'm not sure how good these are or not, but I do have some inside. And actually, yeah, that's the one. I do have another one that I can try, but actually, we're getting a good little start there for what it is, so I'm pretty impressed. And I would suggest getting, your own drill bits for this kind of a thing, I would start out with your own stuff. But for starters, hey, we made a hole. Not bad. So, pretty impressed with it. Let's take it back inside, and I'll tell you where you can pick one up, and we'll finish up the intro on it. All right, so we're back inside. You saw it work. I was really impressed with it. It seemed to do a job very, very well. I am going to be using this more often than my other drills, of course. And it's nice to have a cordless drill that can be used for not only putting screws in a wall, but also hammer drilling and getting into concrete stuff that's a little bit harder. So I really have a main suggestion for you folks if you buy this. The drill itself is awesome. I love the extra parts you get. As far as the concrete bits go, I'd get a better concrete bit. I went out there with one of my bits. So I use actually the same one I used in 2003 to drill the holes outside. And it just tore right through the concrete. So these are kind of, Other than that, you're getting an amazing deal here. And I really like the fact that you got two ways to check your battery too. I like the fact that the battery has a thing, and right up here, whenever you pull that trigger there, you'll see those 3 little lights on. I hope you will. So that'll tell you too, so you can just look down and use it without having to tip things sideways or whatever. I like the feel of it, and I think it's a good deal. These bits here seem to be pretty sturdy. That didn't strip or anything, We're going to give them a good workout and try. These seem to be fairly good. The wood bits, had no problem drilling into the wood. Like I said, the concrete bits were kind of And again, I'm no expert on drilling into concrete. I could have been doing it totally wrong. So, please forgive me if I am. I'm sure there'll be plenty of you who will correct me if I was doing it wrong. But I gotta say, for the price and for what you're getting, it's a good deal. Compared to something I bought in 2003 for $109 that can't really leave 10 or 15 feet unless I have an extension cord. I really like that. Now I am going to keep the other one because, hey, it's always good to have backups. But I like the fact that I've got a nice, easy to use, easy to carry little system here ready for me whenever I need it. And that's really, really handy. And like I said, tools are incredibly important for preppers. Once you get the basics done, you got to start thinking about how can I fix things myself and practice and learn. Learn how to work with wood. I tell you, I can cut metal and get it fairly accurate. I used to be where I cut wood and I would measure it like 16 times and I'd still cut it wrong. So practice. There are skills you need to learn how to do. So what does this run for? Well, right now they got a flash deal on it. It ends in about 3 or 4 days. It's $64.99, so it's $65. You're getting the drill. You're getting some accessories. Not all these were awesome. The wood bits were fine. The only thing I would do is get rid of the concrete bits. I'd get better ones, just because they were kind of slow compared to my other one. You're getting 2 batteries. That's awesome right there. Nice little carry case. Some cleaning brushes. These are handy for cleaning concrete. I've actually used this one. I kind of cleaned it up, but I used this one in here to clean up the stain, and does pretty good. So that's handy. All in all, an excellent deal. And for $65, you can't beat that. So I will give you a link down below where you can check it out. Once again, this is the Mensela LX cordless electric hammer drill. And I thank you guys for watching. I want to let you know about one deal that we are having right now on our My Patriot Supply. That's preparewithiridium.com, preparewithiridium.com. You have a 3-month emergency food supply. You can save $100 on it. 2,000 calories a day, 21 varieties, 25-year shelf life. I'm going to save $100 on that one. If that's too much for you and you want to start a little bit smaller, we do have the 4-week emergency food supply. Again, that's a special partner offer if you go to preparewithiridium.com. And that will be 2,000 calories a day, 4 weeks worth of food, 16 varieties, 25-year shelf life. Packed in 2 rugged buckets. It's about 38 pounds. Can't beat it. Don't forget to check out our Amazon affiliate store down below. Everything that I find in the store that I actually end up buying that's in Amazon, I'll put there so you can check it out. Don't forget our freeze-dried wholesalers link. I do have some freeze-dried wholesalers videos coming up. Hopefully this weekend or Monday and Tuesday, we've got some cooking videos I want to do. I got some new stuff to cook for you. It's going to be really cool. So if you like the content, don't forget to subscribe. And don't forget to check out our Thrive Life link as well. We have that down there. You can try it out. I just did the shrimp video the other day. They make awesome freeze-dried food. Anyway, folks, check out the link for this. Stay safe and stay prepared.